Hello all. In this session 2, we shall be continuing the next part of the chapter 1, structure and bonding in organic molecules. So I am Dr. Pratima Matthias, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, IDSG Government College, Chikmagalur. We need a little bit of recap from what we have learned in the previous session. So just recall, we had seen what is the nature of chemical bonding. Nature of chemical bonding. We discussed how atomic orbitals come together and they overcome their repulsive forces and attractive forces predominate. Slowly, the energy of combination goes on decreasing, and then if the atoms come too very close, the energy once again increases. We had seen that energy profile diagram like this. Okay, so that is nature of chemical bonding. We had discussed about what are the different types of bonds which we come across in organic chemistry. They may be covalent bonds, they may be ionic bonds, or they may be hydrogen bonds. So covalent bonding is mutual sharing of electrons. Ionic bonding, one which is stronger, more electronegative gets the electron, and thereby there will be ions which will be produced. So a positive ion and a negative ion, a cation and an anion, leading to the formation of a bond which is called as an ionic bond. And then we also looked at what is hydrogen bonding. In hydrogen bonding, we have electronegative element which will try to pull the electron towards itself. Example, in water, oxygen will try to pull the electron towards itself, and then partial negative charge will be there on oxygen and partial positive charge will be there on hydrogen, and hence the partial negative charge of oxygen attracts partial positive charge of another hydrogen in another molecule, forming bond. This is called as hydrogen bonding. So we have seen all of this in session 1. What are we going to see in this session? In this session, you will know what is the difference between orbit and an orbital. You will know about the shapes of s and p orbitals. We do not come across d and f orbitals in organic chemistry. Therefore, we are going to deal only with respect to s and p orbitals. Then we will be able to explain what is the concept of hybridization. Okay, we'll just see what is the concept of hybridization, and we shall apply this concept of hybridization in order to discuss structures of other molecules in our later sessions. Ultimately, after this session, you will be able to understand correctly the difference between orbit and orbital, and you'll be able to visualize what is an s orbital and what is a p orbital, and you'll be able to understand what is hybridization. Okay. You have to know a little bit about s, p, d and f orbitals. So if an electron enters s orbital, it is s block. We saw that. If it enters the p orbital, the last, that is the penultimate, the last electron, if it enters p orbital, it is p block. If it enters d orbital, it is d block. If it enters f orbital, it is called as the s block. Okay. And so a rough vague idea of s orbital, it is spherical. P orbital, it is dumbbell. D orbital, it is double dumbbell. And f orbital, it is diffused. Okay. What is valency of an atom? Yes, what is valency of an atom? Valency of an atom is its combining tendency. How many electrons it can lose or how many electrons it can gain in order to form a bond. That is its valency. So coming to what is an orbit. Orbit is well-defined circular path around the nucleus in which electrons revolve. Okay. So you'll have a nucleus and you'll have the circular path. The path in which the electrons revolve around the nucleus is called as an orbit. An orbit can accommodate 2n square electrons, where n represents the number of the orbit. So if you imagine onion, if you cut it, you'll have different layers of onions. So the one which is nearest to the nucleus, if you call it as n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, like that, if you go on numbering the different layers, so the orbit number will be n1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. If you have n value is equal to 1, the number of electrons that n is equal to 1 can accommodate is 2 into 1 square, which is 2 electrons. 2 electrons. If it becomes 2, n is equal to 2, 2 into 2 square, 2 square is 4 into 2 is 8. So, when n is equal to 2, the orbit can accommodate 8 electrons, and so on and so forth. We know orbits are circular. They are just circular. They are non-directional. They do not have direction. Okay, this is about orbit. What is an orbital then? It is three-dimensional space around the nucleus in which the probability of finding an electron is maximum. So it is a three-dimensional space around the nucleus in which the probability of finding an electron is maximum. Except s orbital, all other orbitals are directional in nature. Okay, s orbital is spherical, whereas p orbital will have one direction, px, py, pz. We shall look at that in the next slides. Okay. Except for s orbital, all other orbitals, it's not orbit, this is orbital. What is orbital? It is a three-dimensional space around the nucleus in which the probability of finding an electron is maximum. Okay, the probability of finding electrons around the nucleus is given by psi square. It is given by psi square. So shape of s orbital. So this is s orbital. It is spherical in shape. Okay, it is spherical. It's a sphere shape. In this orbital, there is an equal probability of finding an electron in any direction away from the nucleus. Okay, so this is a nucleus. So you have x, y and z directions. I told you s orbital does not have direction, and hence you can find the electron anywhere around this, anywhere, in any direction you can find it. Next, coming to p orbital. A p orbital, this should be small p, okay? P orbital is dumbbell shape. There are two lobes associated with this orbital. It is dumbbell shape. They are located on opposite sides. These two lobes are oppositely located to each other. Where? Of the nucleus. So if this is a nucleus, the lobe will be oppositely directed along the particular axis. You have three axes, x, y and z. If the p orbital is oriented along x axis, it becomes px. Along y axis becomes py. Along z axis becomes pz. So this is n number. When n is equal to 1, you have only 2 electrons, which means s orbital. 1 is 2. Then 2s to 2p. See? So this becomes 2. 2px, 2py, 2pz. In p subshell, there are 3 orbitals of equal energy for electrons to occupy. So, p orbital is double dumbbell shape. This is the nucleus and the lobes are oppositely arranged to each other. You have 3 such p orbitals and the probability of finding electron is around this. It's okay, you can find it anywhere here or anywhere here, not along the node. This is the node where two lobes meet. There you will not find the electron. Coming to the last concept of today's session, what is hybridization? Yes, just recall from your PUC knowledge, it is a process of mixing of atomic orbitals with same energy levels to give degenerated new types of orbitals. Okay, it's a process of mixing of atomic orbitals. The new orbitals formed are known as hybrid orbitals. So, similar energy ಇರುವಂತಹ atomic orbitals combine ಆಗಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೆ hybrid orbitals ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. So that's what this says. It is a process of mixing atomic orbitals with same energy levels to give degenerate new type of orbitals. The new orbitals formed are known as hybrid orbitals. The atomic orbitals of the same energy level can only take part in hybridization, and both full-filled and half-filled orbitals can also take part in this process, provided they have equal energy. During hybridization, atomic orbitals of similar energy are mixed together, such as mixing of two s orbitals to p orbitals, or mixing up of s orbital and p orbital with n value same, or s orbital and d orbital with n value should be same. Okay, so that is called as hybridization. Moving on to today's session summary. We have seen the difference between orbit and an orbital. Orbit and an orbital. Orbital is three-dimensional space around which you can find, around nucleus where you can find the electron. Orbit is the path in which the electron is moving. Shapes of s and p orbitals. S orbital is spherical in shape, it is non-directional, whereas p orbitals are dumbbell shaped. It is dumbbell shaped p orbital, and it is directional because it may be either along the px axis, py axis, or pz axis. And what is concept of hybridization? Concept of hybridization says that mixing up of atomic orbitals of equivalent energy in order to mixing up of atomic orbitals of equivalent energy in order to obtain molecular hybrid orbitals of similar energy is called as hybridization concept. Now multiple choice questions. Probability of finding electrons around the nucleus is given by which of this? Yes, it is B. It is psi square. For hydrogen orbitals, dash has higher energy. Which has higher energy? All these three are of same energy. Okay. See here, according to Aufbau principle, when you go on filling electrons, 3s, 3p, 3d, 4d, all these have same energy. Shape of atomic orbitals is given by, yes, it is azimuthal quantum number. So these are few references which you can use for further studies if you wish, and you can download few e-books if they are available. So we have completed session 2.